Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Well, in my last video, I discussed a game that me and my son and I, play on a regular basis. We play every Thursday night. And in the comments, a lot of people were intrigued about this game. They wanted to know more information. Some went as far as to say, you should do some videos on this game and how to play it. So I've decided to do just that. So if you've come to this video expecting some pipe information or tobacco information, this is not the one, but I do have several of those in my large catalog of videos. So the game my son and I play is called Android Netrunner. It's a card game. It was created by a man who was the same creator of Magic the Gathering, Richard Garfield. It's produced by another company called Fantasy Flight Games, which in my opinion is probably one of the best game companies out today. So let me set the scene. Let me give you some background information on the setting of Netrunner. Netrunner is set in a dystopian future where large corporations have replaced governments. They dictate what we do in our everyday lives. And these corporations are as follows. You have Genteki. The Genteki Corporation has invested heavily in cloning technology. They feel that cloning is man's best and greatest future. The next company is Hasbiroid. Hasbiroid has gone in a different direction. They feel that robotics and androids are the future of mankind. They produce top-of-the-line and the best androids out there, so much so that they have started to replace humans doing mundane and dangerous tasks. In this time, human beings or people are upset because the companies are choosing to replace them with androids, which are cheaper and easier to replace. The next company, or the next corporation, is a huge news corporation called NBN. They are in charge of putting out the news, but not quite what we're used to. They go through the news and decide what we should hear and what we shouldn't hear. So they have affiliates all over the world, and they control any and all news. The last corporation is the Wayland Corporation. The Wayland Corporation, their claim to fame is they built what's called the beanstalk to the moon. It's an actual elevator that will ferry people from the Earth to the moon. So they're pretty much in charge of anything to do with space. They have colonized the moon, they have colonized Mars, and if you want to get to space, you have to go through the Wayland Corporation. Now, all these corporations want to put out a favorable impression to the people about their corporations. They want people to look at them and say, "Oh, those corporations are so kind. They do everything for us, and they are wonderful. And where would this world be without them?" On the other side, you have hackers or runners. Now, these hackers and these they are like corporations, but they are a group of people who have decided that, there's something just not right about these corporations. They feel that the corporations are not as benevolent as they try to project themselves as being. They actually think that these corporations are evil at heart, and all they're out for is money. And they'll do anything and everything to get it. So, the hackers have decided they're going to infiltrate the corporation's servers to root out their agendas. Find out exactly what are you guys up to. And once we find what you're up to, we're going to expose you to the public. And once they expose the corporations to the public, hopefully things will change. So that's basically the background of Netrunner. Those are the two factions that are at war here in this game. So why do I like this game so much? Well, this game incorporates a lot of aspects of other games. First of all, at its core, if you strip everything away and you want to know exactly what is this game about, well, it's actually a big game of hide and go seek. The corporations have agendas. They have agendas in their research and development and in their headquarters that they work on in secret, and only they are the ones that should know about these agendas. So they want to hide these agendas from the public. They want to make sure that no one sees these agendas. Well, the runners, it's their job to infiltrate the corporation servers and find these agendas. So the corporation does everything they can. They hide the agendas. They use misdirection to get you to follow a path that ends up in a trap or ends up with something that will negatively impact the runner. It's the runner's job to root out these agendas and to expose them to the public. So it's the corporation's job to hide the agendas, and it's the runner's job to find them. Thus, hide and go seek. The next aspect is it's a lot like chess. Move, counter move. You have to think 2 or 3 moves down the road to figure out where you place the agendas, or what part of the server you're going to attack to try to find the agendas. So it's a lot like chess in where you have to look at the game state and figure out a plan of attack. And finally, this game has a lot to do with economics. In the game, a lot of the cards you have to pay for with credits. Credits are the monetary or the money of this game. There are cards that will make you money. So you have to use that balance of the amount of money you make versus the amount of money you spend on the cards that will do different things. So this game is great, would be great for middle school kids, even high schoolers, and some adults. It teaches you a budget. Okay, I've got all these credits and I want to attack this certain server, so I've got to figure out what I can use credit-wise, what cards I can buy, but I don't want to exhaust all my credits. I just want to use enough to get my rig built, or on the corporation side, how to build up enough defenses to keep the runner out. And that's a great way to learn how to use finances in your everyday life. So this game, I think, is a great teaching tool for learning about economics. So who's this game for? Well, this game is for anyone, really. If you and your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or boyfriend are looking for something to do together, besides watching a TV or going to a movie, then this game is perfect. It's something that you can play together and enjoy each other's company. It's also a great game for parents and children. like me and my son play. My son is a artist, and artists and musicians, they kind of think a different way. My son really wasn't interested in football or baseball or hunting or fishing or any of that kind of stuff. He was really immersed in his art. So it was hard for us to have anything in common until this game showed up. And now we play every Thursday night, and we both really love this game. And finally, if you got a pal or a friend that you guys do things together, maybe go drinking or whatever, and you're just tired of doing that, you want something different, then this game is absolutely perfect. So in front of you is the core set. In the core set, there's about 240 cards, and it comes with some tokens. And you can build one runner and one corporation deck with the core set. So if you watch these videos and you think, I think I really enjoy that game, my advice is to just buy one core set, build the decks, find someone to play, learn how to play. If you really enjoy it and you feel like, man, I'd like to take this game a little bit further, I want to have more options than just what comes in the core set, then that's where I would suggest you move from there to purchasing some of the what are called data packs. There are also other cards that have come out in expansions. They're called expansions. I think the expansions have 80 cards, and I think the data packs have anywhere from 20 to 30 cards. So if you bought the core set and you really like it, and you want to go a little bit further, you want to have other options to put other cards in to make the decks do different things, then my suggestion would be to buy one expansion and 2 data packs. Now, data packs, there must be 75 different data packs. So you can buy, there's a huge library of different data packs you can buy. There's only 4 of the other type cards. There's only 4 of the expansions. Sorry, I get brain lock up every once in a while. There's only 4 different expansions. So I would get an expansion and 2 data packs. That will put you right at about $100. But don't do that right away. Just buy the core set. That will cost you about $40 if you can afford it. And play the game and see what you think. In the videos to come, I'm going to show you how to play the corporation and how to play the runner. That way, after you watch all the videos, you can decide then if it's something that you think that you really enjoy or not. Okay, well, that's an introduction to Android Netrunner. I hope you learned something, and until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy gaming.